Welcome back out here with us on the Earth Dwellers Homestead. It has been a pretty wild, fun, and busy summer for us. Now, drop us something fun you've done or something that you just found success with that you've not done before. We like to hear all those things. It helps us build our own homestead up and find success along the way, and we like to share all of our successes. Now, one great investment that we've made to prevent us from working harder and enable us to work smarter is just by simply installing a bean trellis. Now, the original cost to set up a bean trellis like this with four 50-inch wide panels, we spent about $160, $155, $160, and that has been well worth it. Trellis pays for itself without a doubt. We make that money back off of the beans that we're selling, plus we have plenty enough to harvest, can, and cook some every weekend for ourselves. So I mentioned working smarter, not harder, and that is because we've done bush beans. The bush beans we've had good success with, but it is a whole lot of work having to bend down and harvest all of those beans, and if you don't stay right on top of them, they're going to stop producing and they're going to wither up and die. So with our beans here, and they don't look the best this season. Normally at this point in the season, into August, this thing would be unrecognizable. It would just be a bean structure and you wouldn't be able to see panels. But we had a hailstorm and we had hail that was slightly smaller than baseballs coming down. And that hail just wiped out every crop we had. Our pumpkins have holes in them, our pears and apples, a lot of them are damaged. All of our cucumbers, all of our tomatoes, our beans took a massive beating. So they got tore and shredded up. All of the cornfields around us are shredded, just absolutely shredded. So it was a phenomenon. We've never seen hail that large, and it only hit a 3 square mile area right above us. And our local towns, everybody around us, nobody got the hail that we got. There's holes in our siding, dents all over our cars. It's been a rough go at it for the last month here. So these are actually recovering now. We've got lots of green beans on here along with lots of purple beans. So we've got our green and we've got our purple beans here, and these are great sellers. They are a constant. They're a staple for us. We charge $3 a pound or 2 pounds for $5 at our local market. And this trellis pays for itself and has paid for itself. This is the second or third year we've had it up, and we can make hundreds of dollars just off the bean crops alone throughout a season. And this season, it really took over the place of other crops that we didn't have good success with because of inclement weather and unpredictability of a massive hailstorm. I love eating these beans raw. The dog sometimes chews on them too. She's down hiding under the truck. I got you guys in my truck bed here. She's been running around chasing rabbits all morning, so she's tuckered out. It's about 90 degrees. But before we go further, please hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. It's YouTube, you know what to do. So let's keep rolling. So I was stating that our beans took the place of other crops because of all of the damage and the fast growing nature of beans. Our cherry tomatoes have bounced back. Our large tomatoes, my wife had done a ton of heirloom tomatoes, new varieties. They've all been pretty devastated. We had tomato sauce on the plants. It was just terrible. I've never seen hail come down as thick and as heavy and as large as it did for 25 minutes straight. It just did a number on everything. Our shade cloths on our greenhouse protected from any severe damage to the greenhouse, but everything outside was just obliterated. So that comes around to when I'm planting in the greenhouse, I'm always talking about diversity. I'm saying, please plant 15 different crops. Don't just plant a whole greenhouse full of one crop, because if you have one bad infestation, if you have a disease come through, if you have a bad week where you forget to water and those crops don't rebound normally, you could have an entire season lost, like we've been set back over a month with all of the hail. So being able to have a diversified source of income or food, whether you're growing for profit or whether you're growing to sustain your homestead, family, kids, etc. Keeping a good diversity growing is very key to finding success one way or the other. Another reason that I do these pole beans as opposed to garden bush beans is because of the production poundage. We've been able to produce 30 to 40 plus pounds off of these 4 panels in a week's time. Now there's beans all over this thing. This thing's tickling my throat here. I don't usually have the wind protector on, but it's kind of windy out here. I want you guys to be able to hear me. So I will deal with it. We have beans all over this trellis, and that's to say the production is ramped up because we were just out here Friday night and harvested 20, 30 pounds of beans, and it's not even fully covered at full production. So we took all those beans and we sold them all at our farmer's market. And we're just out here 2 days later, and we've had a bunch of heavy rain this season, as opposed to summers before. For the last 3, 4, 5 summers, it's been drought conditions in the summertime. This summer, we've had more rain that we know what to do with. I haven't watered a single crop the entire summer because of the amount of rain we've gotten, which it's a good thing. Minus the hail, it's been a really good summer for growing. Now, 2 days later, we're out here Sunday morning. These have tons and tons of beans on them. In 2 to 3 more days, when we're about ready to harvest, we'll harvest on Thursday or Friday for next Saturday's market. We will have a full round of 20 to 40 pounds of beans just from purple beans and green beans alone. And the ease of picking these, it's just right at head level. You're not doing a whole lot of bending over. So for older folks or for less mobile people, and I'm fully mobile and I don't even like to bend over. I have to bend over all the time at my job. So I would like the ease of just picking beans and throwing them into a bucket. That's half the reason I built this, plus the amount of production and the amount of revenue we can create for our homestead here. Holy crap, I am sweating, guys. It's like 90 degrees out here and 90% humidity or better. You can see right on the trellis here where everything was just blasted away and shredded. All the leaves are coming back. We still do have a little bit of damage, but there is beans galore all over this thing. And just, they're easy to pick too. A stringless purple bean, you can grab them, pop them. Even if you damage the tip of the vine here, it'll just invigorate growth. This is a spot where we had a lot of damage too. Usually we don't have any open space by this point in the season, but the green beans are actually recovering. They suffered worse than our purple beans did. We've got swaths of green beans. They're just harder to see. Lots of flowers for the beans here. We're in a little bit more shade here. It feels good because I'm so sweaty. I'm actually feeling cool from the sweat drying in this nice breeze we got. What are you doing? Where's that baby dog at? The fearless hunter. So as you can see, we've got this nice path of wood chips. There's a few weeds laying down on it, but it's about 6 inches of wood chips packed down. We packed it down nice and tight. So we're basically composting our walkway, and we have unlimited resources for wood chips here. We've got about 5 wheelbarrows full of wood chips that we just come in, lay down, and then just pat them down, walk on them. And the more we walk on them through the season, the less weed prevalency we have, because it's still kind of spongy here. I can see that it's a little spongy in spots, but in the middle of the path, it is nice and compacted, hard. So we dig down deep enough, there's probably still some weeds that are green down there. So wherever those green weeds come in contact with the wood chip or the soil, it will start to compost. So we are composting, creating lots of nutrients, and we don't use wood chips anywhere but in our bean walkway because beans create their own nitrogen in the soil. Beans will replenish nitrogen in your soil, and they will just keep growing in the same spot every year as long as you don't have any issues with them. Beans don't require a whole lot as far as soil requirements go. So just putting all of these wood chips down here allows us to have plenty of extra nutrients and a lot of weed suppression here. As you can see, the weeds just take off. They go crazy. That's our persimmon tree back there. We just hacked all this up behind our garden, showing all of that. You can see all of our Asian pears. The tree is just hanging over. Half of our Asian pears were destroyed from all of that hail. So I really like to use these wood chips down here because they don't have any negative effect on all of our beans. Just a good walkway, weed suppression, it all gets recycled. By the next season, it'll all be broken down and we'll have to dump more wood chips, and it just goes into the earth and creates humus, creates life, a lot of activity underneath this. Once it sits for about a month, you'll be able to dig through here And there'll be all types of life underneath here. Toads will dig in here. It just is very good for our garden environment. Here's some super large beans that we forgot. They were a low-hanging bean. Those are massive. Those are like 8 inches long, but I can see the pods in here. So those are a little bit big to be selling at the market because people want to be able to just cook the green beans without them being tough and gritty. So we harvest them every single week, and it's a good system and cycle that we're operating out of this little trellis area. So that's pretty much it for this video. We're going to be bringing a ton of videos now that we're done with our summer YouTube break. I like to focus on my children, on the family, and having fun throughout the summertime because the winter can be kind of brutal up here in Northern Illinois, and we all like to get out and do some things in the summer, and it's hard to bring the camera along all the time. I'd like to thank all of my subscribers for staying subscribed. All the newcomers, thank you for subscribing to the channel and checking all these out. Definitely drop us any comments, questions, ideas, concerns. Give us anything you got. We like to be pretty good about getting back to everybody as timely as possible. I mean, in the summertime, we do take a break, so we've got a ton of comments and questions and stuff to get to, so lots of ideas too. I saw some ideas going forward with compost heating, and that is the next subject. I've been sharing some shorts. Our compost heater's still sitting about, what, 125. So it's been hot with the weather we've had. It's been hot, obviously, but all of the rain we've gotten has allowed that pile to recycle the nitrogen and stay moist. When it dries out, it cools off. So without further ado, I will let you guys go. Stay tuned because we will be bringing a ton of compost heating videos. We gotta de-engineer, we gotta undo our compost heater from last year, disperse all of the material that's left, and then we're going to rebuild it better than last year to operate off compost heat and solar power for a winter's worth of free heating in our greenhouse. So with that, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for checking this video out.